Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary, and I spent some time and resources in April trying to figure out whether this Pilot Vanishing Point in extra fine deserves to remain in my stash of fountain pens, or if it was just too frustrating of an experience and if it was time to kick it to the curb and focus more on pens and resources that I actually enjoy using. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's look at all of the things that I tried to make this work and see what my ultimate conclusion was at the end of April. I've been struggling with this for over a year. I purchased it in matte black, which I really adore. I love the finish. I love the feel of this pen. It's very comfortable in my hand. I enjoy the heft of this pen. The only thing I really struggled with was the extra fine nib. I do most of my journal on Tomoe River paper, whether that's in my cousin or my daily carry, my weeks, or my kind of burn book, my long form journal book, which is also Tomoe River paper. Other notebooks that I commonly write with this pen are my work planner, which is just kind of my messy planner for running my classroom. Yeah, typically when I reach for a journal, it's Tomoe River paper. So this month I consciously was trying a few things to attempt to see how I really feel about this pen. One of those strategies was writing with it on a variety of papers, including the Midori Memo Cube, my Midori Vertical Weekly, my Traveler's Company Vertical Weekly, and even a little field notebook. So I expanded the paper range. The other strategy I used was loading a very wet ink, the Pilot Iroshizuku Shin Ryoku, which was a tip that I received from all my pen friends on YouTube. And the other strategy in the end was to pick up a spare nib in a different nib size. Let's look at what some of those experimental results brought, whether they moved me closer to a decision on this pen. Let's start with the extra fine nib on Tomoe River paper. Mostly what you're looking at here is, besides some really, my cursive handwriting needs quite a bit of work. As my teachers noted on my 3rd grade report card, thank you very much, and that has never changed. My actual writing is more of a hybrid. This is a full page spread with this ink and with the medium nib on Tomoe River paper. One thing I did want to share with you is writing on Tomoe River paper using a pencil board. I'm just going to slip this behind here and do a little swab right here and share with you the extra fine nib. That pencil board adds a little bit of smoothness underneath the nib. And I have to say that's a much more pleasant experience than, I don't know if you can hear the difference. If the mic's picking that up, this is definitely digging into the surface of the paper, whereas here it's not. With a pencil board, it's just gliding over the Tomoe River paper. Very smooth. I do enjoy that elegant, fine look to the script on the Tomoe River. So that is a clear win. Let's see, digs in with no pencil board. With pencil board, much smoother experience. Much, much, much nicer. Okay, so that's already an improvement. Clearly, though, I have experimented with it with the medium nib, and so I will give you just a little bit of that experience here with a writing sample. I picked it up with the gold nib. I was able to find a really good price on the gold finished 18 karat nib instead of the black finish on the 18 karat nib. So let's look at a little bit of writing. Why don't I go this way? I'm reading a wonderful book from Gabriel Zephon called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. The title's borrowed from the Shakespeare play Macbeth, and of course the novel's about video game developers and creativity and relationships, but I've sort of gone back and reread the Macbeth soliloquy, and it's just beautiful. So I will borrow from that here. Gorgeous. So the key I'm learning to the ultimate smooth writing experience is not just the larger nib size, but also utilizing the gobs of pencil boards that I have strewn around my desk here. Look, I just happened to find my little Hobonichi one. Yeah, so they're there. I just need to take the time and dig them out. The medium nib, of course, is lovely with or without, but it's a little perhaps squishier without. Comparing the two samples, you get better shading and perhaps even a little bit more sheen when you're using the pencil board. Here are two writing samples on the Midori Note Cube, which I picked up when I picked up the spare nib. And I feel like I can give you a quick sample here in my Vertical Weekly. This pen is now a clear winner in my collection. Frankly, I don't see any reason to sell the pen or the extra fine nib. I feel like on the Midori paper, it's really a lovely experience. It's wonderful on the Midori Note Cube, and I do enjoy how ultra slim the nib is. I don't think I have another nib in my collection that's this wispy and elegant. So let me know if you've ever had a pen that you have salvaged by experimenting with a new nib, or how you handle your fountain pens that are disappointing to you. Do you kick them out of your collection immediately? Do you just stash them forever? Do you work them over in various ways until they either fit or you flush them out? I'd love to hear your strategies. I hope you have a great day. My next video will be my review of all of my April fountain pens and inks from my currently inked. I'm getting ready for a massive pen washing and yeah, a new batch in May where I'm curious about trying some of these inks in different ways. Yeah, if that sounds interesting to you and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I value each and every one of you. Thanks so much, and I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao.